do. You don't want to ride her. You don't want to.
Yeah, you got a whole different. Attitude too.
And let me tell you, she must have put some mojo on me because the women been coming out.
Oh.
What's up, Detroit? Real men chopping it up.
Chop.
It's your man, Chef, coming at you live from Royal Oak, the green-eyed monster, a.k.a. Max Julian, with my boy, Big C.
Diddly dee.
Sunshine.
What up, though?
we kind of rehearsed that. Sunshine.
Look at it. Y'all had it good.
We
and,
rehearsed
of
it.
course, my lovely lady, Miss Puss in Boots.
Good evening, everybody. It's such a beautiful rainy evening. Isn't it, Cliff? Isn't it such a great day? It's okay. We're not on the same. Okay.
Who are you?
Isn't it
It's such a great day. It is. It is such a great day.
It's
such a great day. I'm in love to be loved.
Hey.
To be loved.
Hey.
Oh, to be loved.
I was like, you're going to leave me hanging.
Delayed reaction.
Right, okay. Gotcha.
All right, we got to pour out a little liquor on the corner for our man, Big E, the sniper.
Yes.
Yeah, at the house.
He at the house. We shouting out to you, Big E. Hope all is well. We know, you holding it down, being daddy, so handle your business, boy.
Yes,
Positive
sir.
energy.
Positive energy coming at you right now. So, we got a good
What's up,
topic
Clinton?
for tonight.
Yes, sir.
Big C, what's the topic?
Single women raising these young boys to be men. Is it possible?
Is it possible for a woman to raise a
And
man?
she got flashcards.
She got flat.
In
Oh,
that
Lord,
job.
it's going to be a
Because I have
flashcard
to-
night?
I have to be
All right.
prepared for you gentlemen.
Okay.
Can I answer that question?
So, actually, I'm going to let
What's
you
up,
kick
Nicole
this
Green?
off.
We see you.
I'm gonna let you kick this off because you have raised a young man. It looks to be a fine young man.
He's doing amazing. I
You
got
know?
2 boys, one daughter.
Amazing.
2 boys?
2 boys.
Oh,
I got
okay.
a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old who is graduating this year from school.
Awesome.
Got
Puss been
accepted.
getting it in.
Wow.
But you don't look like you done had 3 kids.
Got accepted.
Yeah, no. My body
That's that.
snapped. I got that snapper, that snatch back.
Oh, you got that snap.
Yeah,
Whoa,
it
whoa.
came right back.
You got that snapper.
1, 2, 3. Kabow.
Are you talking about your body or are you talking
I'm talking about all
another?
of it, everything.
Okay, I'm just clarifying.
Every inch of
All right,
it.
please do not let any of your children watch this show tonight. That's all I'm saying.
This show may
Even though
get
we're
a
talking
little
about single parents.
X-rated.
You know.
Okay,
Yeah.
Puss,
It's
go
all-
ahead. Let clue us in on this.
I am going to say yes. It is possible for a woman to raise a man. Statistically, 1 out of 4 households are single parent households. That does not mean that it's gender specific when it comes to raising a man. Certain things are not gender specific. I'm sorry. Like teaching them responsibility, teaching them independence. You don't necessarily have to have a man in the household to teach those particular things.
Okay.
So, also, there are some women out here that are single parents that were raised in a household with 2 parents that had an amazing father in their household. However, in their situation, it's different. They may have not chosen to be a single mother, but she can take what she learned from her father and instill those same traits
up, Wanda?
into her son. So it's possible. I mean, it's being done all over. We got amazing athletes. I know jack squat about sports, but then you got, what is his name? Kevin Durant. His mom raised him, and they're I believe his siblings or whatever, and he became an amazing athlete.
Right.
So I mean, it's possible.
Well, men are always going to gravitate
Lacey.
to their mothers.
Right.
They're going to hold their mothers up. You're always close to mama.
Right.
And mama does have that role of raising the children,
Right.
during that time, but I would agree with you. However, I would say that, they still got to have that male role model somewhere in that mix. I think
agree.
there's a certain segment that's missing.
Yeah.
If it's too much the woman. And then I've also seen some pretty crazy stuff out here, like the mamas dressing their sons the same way they dress, with they want the matching outfits and things like that.
Yeah, that's a little scary.
Yeah.
Right.
So, it's brought out this little femininity side.
Yeah, and then it depends on what her viewpoint is. What does she think a man is?
Okay.
I mean, it has a lot to do with that either. You got some, okay, perfect example. I'm at the store earlier. I see a baby. He couldn't have been no older than a year old or younger than that. He's got on baggy cuff jeans, some Timberlands, pelly jacket, little earring in his ear, and some gold chains, and he got a pacifier in his mouth. I glanced over at the mom. First thing this little boy gonna learn is labels.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's all.
So
That's
give a
the
shout
very
out to Miss
first
Chris
thing
Richardson
that he's gonna
watching
learn.
this. Thank you, Miss Chris.
Is
Love
labels.
you, baby.
Now I do have somebody came in and says that somebody says a woman can't teach a boy how to be a man. We're going to get into that, Brian. You coming over here trying to be a whole hater
But that's true.
already. But
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to expound
No.
on that. I'm just saying some certain things. Some of us don't have a choice,
Yeah, you don't
and
have
we
a
can
choice.
still raise a successful young man.
You can.
Right.
I'm not denying that, and you do have that choice. But I think it still needs to be some type, whether it's the church, a men's group, boys club, or something like that. He's got to see what being a man is about.
Right.
Okay. True enough, and it's a sad state. I think that
Right.
a lot of households are single parent households.
Right.
That's the problem right now that we see.
Right.
So what do you think about that? How is it something that maybe we can get past or get over?
I think we need more groups. I have a classmate. His name is Damian Jackson. He does like a mentoring for young men too. We need more men to kind of. I know it's not their responsibility, but a lot more men to just come up. Just
And
step up and volunteer their services for single parents. Because okay, in some cases we can, in some cases we can't. Like my oldest son, who's now 17, I remember the first time he had his little heart broken by a girl. Me being a female, an emotional female, seeing my son hurt, my automatic reaction was to go check her.
You gonna go blow her
I'm gonna
grill
go
out.
exactly, and that's exactly how I reacted. And so I had to come back off of that. We had like a 2-hour conversation in the car, and I had to. At that point, my brain said, "Rochelle, you have to teach this boy about rejection now."
Right.
There's no men around. I'm a single parent. His dad is nowhere in the picture. So I had to sit down and explain to him about rejection. And that it's not only going to occur in this situation, it's going to occur. Like right now, college applications, I had to prepare him. Like, Chris, when you get ready to start filling out these college apps, don't be surprised if one college, matter of fact, he's killing this though. I'm happy about that.
I was going to say big ups because your
Right.
post, he got accepted
Yes, he got
several colleges.
All right.
See, we're
All
waiting
right.
for Grand Valley, but we're
Okay.
keeping our fingers crossed on that one. But I had that conversation instead of me turning into this emotional parent, mom, female that I am. I had to calm it down and just start, teaching him how to accept stuff like that. I said it's going to happen with a job situation. It's going to happen with family, friends. You're not going to always be wanted. And my son is also mixed.
Okay.
So he's half black, half Hispanic.
Okay.
So I had to teach him that as well. So, I mean, in some cases with women, we have to go a little bit extra, go the extra mile because we are emotional creatures.
You was being the United Nations over there, huh?
Yeah,
You was-
salsa dancing got me pregnant.
I ain't mad at you because my first wife was
and
Puerto
I can
Rican.
dance my ass off too. Why you got these facial expressions? Cliff just.
Okay.
I
Your
know
input on this,
You've been
sir.
real quiet.
Yeah, you've been
tonight.
real quiet over
Honey.
here. All right. Your input
I don't
on
like
this,
how he's
sir.
looking at me
I know,
tonight. I
you
don't know.
He
I'm
looking-
not. I
he
know
looking
I'm
at
dressed
you.
like a bum today. I'm sorry, but I got the right colors on though.
Okay.
The right colors. Oh my God, this dude. Okay, come on, Cliff. He can't even get his words
I
out
don't-
today.
I agree with you on the fact that a woman can teach a man how to be responsible, be
Okay.
respectful, understand the rejection part, understand that he's already got a bullseye on his back, especially if he's a young black man. 'Cause
Right.
some young black men aren't making it home when they leave the house.
Exactly.
The problem I have with the whole situation is not whether or not a woman is capable of doing it. I have a problem when a woman overcompensates her sons in what she do because she laid down with somebody who wasn't worth laying down with. And there's a lot of women out here that will overcompensate and give their sons everything without no responsibility, without no accountability. And so instead of you raising a young boy who can eventually become a man with a little bit of guidance and tutoring, you're raising a young Mitch.
Okay, I agree.
Because
with
he's
you on
gonna
that.
expect because you go above and beyond and do what you want to do for him, overcompensating for what daddy ain't doing.
Right.
Now he expects everybody in the world to give to him whenever he throws a tantrum, to just lay down everything he need, and he can just go through life with just saying, okay, this is what I want, so now you go get it for me. Like I know people that said, one of my aunts, she told me that one of her friends, this was some years ago, her son wasn't even getting a 2.0 grade point average in school, but she refinanced the house to buy him a PlayStation and some Christmas gifts.
Wait. Oh.
To get money.
She refinanced her house
to get money to buy him Christmas gifts.
Oh, that's bananas.
that's
That's
just
crazy.
stupid.
That's
You know what I'm
just
saying?
dumb
So,
as hell.
but
Right.
this is what's going on out there. Like you feel, and don't get me wrong. My thing is, a kid is gonna make their own decisions
Right.
about their parents, whether it be father or mother, whoever's not in their life. They're gonna make their own decisions because you're not gonna have to beat that man down or a man. You know, there's some single fathers out here raising kids on their own. You got to beat that woman down because they're gonna see what's going on. They're gonna see how they're being treated, and they're gonna make their own decision.
Right.
But at the same time, like my mother was a military mother. Like me and my brothers we just didn't get what we wanted. Squared away was the word in our house, and that was the military. That's our military word. When hey, y'all want to go do this? Is that room squared away? The dishes squared away?
Right.
That living room squared away? So we was raised a little bit differently to show respect.
Right.
Now, another example. I used to go to this church I used to go to. Young lady needed some help moving her furniture, so me and a couple of brothers went over to move the furniture. She got a 17-year-old son who ain't doing nothing, been in jail 3 or 4 times, telling her what she gonna do and how she gonna do it. I said, look, I'm about to stop moving your furniture because I need to leave. Because if he say something to you one more time out of pocket, I'm going in his mouth.
That's
Because
how,
he disrespected you. He came from you, not you from him.
exactly.
Right.
And when I said that, instead of her saying thank you, she said, well, I mean, it's just sometimes when he get upset. When he get upset.
So see, that's the
cares?
problem.
Yeah.
They
What-
making
that's
excuses.
true.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
So
That's
what bill
So-
is he paying?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. He ain't
Yeah.
paying not one. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
All right.
No, ain't paying nothing, and they making excuses, and
Right.
so you're not and see that's kind of because okay, we've lost the fact that that's kind of the role of the woman was always in the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
The woman was like good cop,
Well,
daddy.
Yep.
Daddy was
That's
bad
true.
cop.
Wait, hold on. Carolyn Gamble, I'm about to crack your head with this. She says entitlement. I agree some mothers need to cut the cord early. Nevertheless, these men that pass the sperm need to become productive fathers. You need to close your legs to a man who passes unnecessary sperm. How about that?
Well, damn.
How about that?
Okay, so this how you coming
So
off the gate?
so
today?
absolutely.
so
Because
one of the
come
ways
on now.
to stem the tide of
now.
women having to raise men
Ooh,
keep them legs
it's
closed.
getting hot in here.
is keep your legs closed. That one just came like bam, bam.
It-
Let's keep them
yeah.
legs
You know,
closed.
wait a
Yeah,
minute.
that's-
That was a sniper shot.
Yeah, that was okay. Ed, salute you.
Ed, we
Every-
salute
we
you.
Feel, we feel
Keep
your
the- keep-
energy
keep
in
them
the
legs
studio
closed.
What's up,
tonight.
Miss Hope Ellison? Hey,
Woo!
baby.
How
Yeah,
you
Lexi,
doing?
2.0 grade point average. His behind will be sleeping on the park bench.
Absolutely.
That's not gonna happen. You're not gonna eat. No.
Absolutely not.
So another thing that we as women, and I mean, like I said, some of us don't have a choice. The fathers are absent. My ex-husband, my older 2 children, the children that are mixed, their father lives in a whole other country.
Okay.
So he has no involvement
Whatsoever.
with my 2 older children. My younger son, his dad is in his life, but my younger son's dad is the hard one. He's the hardcore one.
Right.
You know, and he gets on my case all the time about how I am guilty of this. My last little boy, my last son, you know, he's the last one to exit the womb. I was a little bit softer with him.
Of course,
So when I
'cause he's a
started to
baby.
see him, exactly. When I
Right.
started to see him, he's not like a punk or anything, but he's real. He's, he doesn't speak up for himself.
Right.
So his dad had to get on my case, like, okay, Ro, we got to work together on this one just to get him
Especially
to
about
just
to go to
not.
school, beat the little girls up.
Right.
and see but see that's what you need. You got to have somebody to play the heavy.
Right.
Okay.
So he's like the tough one,
Right.
and I'm like the lightweight in the situation.
Right.
So
So good cop, bad cop.
Exactly.
I got another comment here. Said, I think it depends on the parenting style and the environment the kid is around, the microsystem, school, close relatives, etc. on a daily basis.
True.
Nicole, I agree with some of that, but if your parenting style is giving your son everything he wants, then that's not a parenting style. That's being a friend.
That's being a friend. And
Sure.
see, that's the
And
problem.
That's the biggest problem right there.
That's
A
the
lot of
biggest
these women
problem.
out here, they are their kids' friends and not their parents.
Yeah, they're
We
not
just
their
need
parents.
to start keeping it real rather than just not saying anything.
Right.
A lot of parents just choose just not to address it.
Well, because we don't
Period.
have that anymore. We don't even have the micro community like what we grew up under. Like, okay, on my block,
Right. The
my
YMCAs and all that
my
type of stuff.
friend's mama had just the right to check me.
Right.
No, Nicole, she
As
wasn't militant, she
did
was
my
military.
father or my mother,
Right.
and then they checked us.
That's how I was raised,
yeah,
too.
they
Right.
checked us, and then they said, "We're gonna go tell your daddy," and it was like, "Oh Lord, please don't tell
Then you
daddy."
gonna
That's
get
when we had-
double checked
that's when-
again
that's when we had
and again.
neighborhoods, now we just
right.
got hoods.
Now, if you check somebody's child,
You're going to have to fight them.
you got to fight the parent and the whole damn
and
family.
and the
behind
family,
it.
yeah.
That's what happens. I've experienced that so many times with a parent. Okay, instead of you addressing this problem with your child, then you want to get with me. We
Right.
got to go back and forth. No, check your child before
Check
your child
your
get
child.
before your child get hurt.
This episode is being brought to you
Another
by
thing,
Old Nation Boss Tweed Double IPA.
Is that
Refreshing.
beer?
Yes, it is.
Another thing to one of your points about the
It's always something different
about
in here.
the mentoring programs.
Right.
I've been a part of a couple mentoring programs in the past, and the biggest issue is you have women that say, "Oh, I need to put my son in a mentoring program, or I need some good men to kind of come get behind him. I need some good men to teach him this, blah blah blah." And then you say, "Okay, here's the good men, here's the program, here's the time." Oh yeah, that ain't gonna work. He can't. Can somebody pick him up? You want that for your child, but then you don't even want to make the sacrifice to get your child around some good men. So
True.
you keep bringing his uncles around that ain't really uncle.
Right.
Okay, I'm stop. Let me. This naked green machine.
I'm on Verner's and Tylenol tonight, y'all.
Let me stop.
Kind of loopy, and I had some wine earlier, so ain't no telling what's
stop.
going to happen.
Okay.
Hey, Fabulous, is that good enough for you? And Nicole, my mother was military, not militant.
Oh my goodness.
But I also agree too that
shout
we
out
have
to my boy
teach,
K Beach.
We have to teach us single mothers. We have to teach our sons alternative solutions. Getting back to the fathers, and I'm not on here to bash any dads because some men just don't know any better. Like for example, how I handled the situation with my son being rejected by the girl. Okay, what's the question?
Isn't it going to be very hard for a single mother to teach a young man about her father when every word out of her mouth about the father is something negative?
Now that's one thing that I tried my best not to do as my children were growing up.
Okay, so that
It's not
is
to
another
bash.
area. Yeah.
So when they got older, they starting to see on their own how that person operates.
Right.
When he's not around, like my daughter has communication with him now. She's coming to me, telling me stuff like, "Mom, okay, this is getting irritating now. He's getting on my nerves." I'm like, I ain't got nothing
By
to
the
do
way,
with
your
that.
daughter is discovering boys now, huh?
Yeah, she about to get all her front. She about to be walking around. All her teeth about to be knocked out.
Hey, better she's
All her
discovering.
friends.
Hey, but at
All
least
her
you should be
teeth.
thankful she's discovering boys and not girls.
I think
You know?
everybody joining in.
It's surrounding all of us, though. It's everywhere, though.
Hey, if you guys
It's
got a comment
everywhere.
about the topic, 248-579-5295, give us a call in the studio and give us your take on what you think about this topic. Single
Yeah,
women
guys,
raising
give
men.
us some
Single
questions. What do
women
you- how do you
raising
guys feel
men.
about that?
Is it possible? Is it possible? I think it's possible for single women to raise children. Now, to raise them to be a man, no.
There are
No, you
some
gotta be
things
taught how
that
to be a
we,
man.
yeah,
You
we
can't
have
teach them
to,
how to be a
yeah.
man.
But I mean, we can raise a successful
Productive
productive man
yes.
child.
I agree with that.
Right.
You
So,
can teach
getting
them, like I
back
said, the
to-
values,
Hi,
and
Mari-
respect and all that
Marzio.
kind of stuff.
Because even, okay, you cited Kevin Durant. I don't know this for a fact, but I bet you that Kevin Durant had some positive male role models, coaches,
Probably,
Yeah,
yeah,
probably basketball
because he was
basketball
involved
coaches.
in basketball.
Right.
True.
in
Yep.
his life.
Exactly.
But we got too many excuse my language. I'm sorry if this is talking about you, but we got too many of these lazy ass kids out here that don't even want to do nothing.
But the parents aren't pushing it either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's because
Right.
the parents are friends.
Right.
So you ain't pushing
So if
your
you got a
kid to
son
go
in the
to-
house and
yeah.
it's garbage, it's lingering in the
It's snow
in the
front
kitchen.
yard.
Snow in the front
Right,
yard. Hey, you
exactly.
got to be out there
Grass
shoveling
need to be
snow.
cut.
They should just
Or either-
automatically know.
Or either I tell you like an old preacher said one day. He was up from. He said you got to tell these boys, you got to teach them how to be men. He said I tell them go out there, get a shovel, go in the backyard and dig a hole. Okay.
That's old school.
Dig a
for real.
hole.
Or stack bricks like Joe Jackson
Yeah.
used to do.
And then stand
the Jackson boys.
Yeah, exactly. And then he said once the hole is dug,
He was stacking bricks for them.
cover it up.
Shut up, Cliff.
Them hot bricks.
He just be all off topic.
He got to get on them hot bricks. Joe Jackson was a pimp.
We're not talking about.
Okay, my friend Yamina, she says if a man isn't raised by a man, it's hard for them to raise a man. It's hard for them to raise a man. See, if you don't know, how can you know better?
Well, okay.
If you weren't raised by, if you
Well,
weren't raised
how about
by
this?
yourself.
How about this? Well, like he said, stop opening your legs up to every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there.
What's her name?
Yami, that's her right there.
Miss Brooks, I agree with some of that. But in the school of hard knocks, you can have a young man who if you give him that foundation, that's the biggest key to all of this.
Right.
Is his foundation got to be right.
Right.
If his foundation is built on you got to work for what you get, and you got to understand that the world is already against you, then he can become a positive man because he'll know he has to make certain moves
Right.
to get himself to a certain level. But if you give him everything he wants, he ain't got to want for nothing, he ain't got to do nothing, he ain't got to ask for nothing, then he's not going to be able to raise another man, because that's why you see a lot of these little kids out here with they kids, like you said,
Right.
with Timbos on, chains
Right.
on,
It's like, what are
earrings,
you
pelly,
teaching this
like
boy?
all you teaching them is like
Hey, Wayne
labels
Henry.
make you who you are, when that's not true.
Exactly.
True.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So now you're going to teach him that he got to do whatever you need to do to get them labels. And if you a mama and your 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old, 21-year-old son selling drugs and you accepting that money, I'm sorry, you part of the problem.
I agree with that.
But damn.
Yeah.
You part of the
we
problem.
just got it.
Well,
and we just
okay.
keeping it real, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen.
Yeah, that's right. That's
If you
right.
want-
Real
if you-
men chopping it up,
if
keeping it real with puss and boots.
If you want to
Just
hustle,
keeping
go
it
out here and
real.
hustle on these jobs.
But okay, I have something to say about the male figures. You got all these men out here, and I see this often too. Like, telling the men you got to be a man. They're telling him teaching these young boys how to be aggressive, how to teaching them how to just solve a problem with just being aggressive. They teaching them how to. They got to fight for everything. Man, you a man.
Yeah,
you
I
ain't supposed to be like that. You
and I
ain't got to
disagree
cry.
with that.
You ain't supposed to. I don't like that.
And I disagree with that, and I'm going to tell you why I disagree with that. Because regardless of what anybody say, me personally, I feel like if my uncles would have told me, if my father would have told me, when you dealing with life situations, because life is going to be on your head,
Right.
it's okay to let that stuff out. It's okay to cry. It's okay to get that feeling out, because at the end of the day, all that stuff do is build up animosity, it build up
Right.
stress, and it build up hatred.
And
now
yeah.
you get to this point where if somebody like I think it happened about 2 years ago, old guy and his wife walk into a gas station and say to these three young boys, "Hey, what's up, black man?" And they took that as disrespect and beat that man up.
Oh, I remember that.
You remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's all because you wasn't taught
right.
to let go of your anger. So if I say, "Hey, what's up, young black man?" that ain't no disrespect.
Nah, that's
But
you're
because
right.
you got this whole persona that you can't be disrespected, you ain't gonna be disrespected because somebody taught you the disrespect is showing that you weak and you a punk. Now you out here getting killed, going to jail because somebody disrespected you.
They're teaching these young boys too that being a martyr, dying for
Yeah, getting shot.
that street
But
life
see-
getting shot
is,
but
see,
is
that
the way
ain't
to go.
that ain't men. That's the streets teaching
Right.
people, teaching these young boys, improper techniques.
Right,
Like I say,
true.
we're not telling we're not accepting enough of telling men that it's okay to cry. That's that you tell somebody that it's weak. That's
Yeah.
that's a sign of weakness. It's okay to cry. It's okay to express your emotions, express your feelings,
True.
Things like that. We're not doing that. But getting back to the real, okay, because I was just thinking about this when we was talking about the whole pregnancy thing. I mean, come on now. We're in the darn 21st century. Let's stop with all this, you know what you're doing out here, okay?
Right.
If you lay down with a man without protection, without a condom, without anything, you're going to get pregnant. So it ain't no oops. Oh, can't blame it on the alcohol. We can't, do all this. Come on now. You
Right.
grown woman, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Now, okay, this baby pops up, okay, for whatever reason. You then need to take responsibility and say, even if the man ain't there, how am I going to raise this child and how am I going to provide this child with a successful, role model in life, to equip this child to be able to go out here in the world and make it happen, But we ain't doing that because, see, you get pregnant and you pushing the baby around. It's all cool and cute and everything like that. And then the next thing you know, you pregnant. You want mama to watch the baby while you go out here and hang out.
You see a lot of that too.
That ain't happening. Ain't no more grandmamas out here no more.
Grandmamas is my age.
We need
grandmamas and mamas
exactly.
and daughters going to the club together.
Yeah, they going to the club together.
Ain't no more big mamas out here in the streets.
Ain't no more big mamas.
Ain't no more big mama.
No.
Shout out to Big Mama. Lord, we miss you.
We need
Right.
big mama. Big mama, we need you. Where you
We
at?
need the big mamas back.
Okay, we're going to do the next show in search of Big Mama.
She is a stripper named Sparkle now.
Oh, Lord. She a stripper named Sparkle.
She is a stripper
Big
named
Mama
Sparkle.
swinging from the pole?
Yeah, she twerking it up.
Oh, yeah. We've seen the videos of Big
Yeah.
Mama out here trying to twerk.
Yeah, we have seen. That's real. That's real spit
Yeah, we
right
have
there.
video
That's
on that
real.
and other stuff.
in other news.
And see,
And other videos.
Right.
has the video surfaced?
I ain't nobody's grandma, Mister.
I ain't say very. I just said all I said we had other
The
videos
moment
of
I
other stuff.
become, I am
She's
a
like,
single
I ain't
woman.
nobody's
said-
grandma.
All I
I ain't
said
nobody's
we
grandma. I
have
bet not ever.
videos of other stuff.
What
True or
that
false?
supposed to mean?
True or
What it
false?
mean? What it mean?
True or false?
What it mean?
True or false?
What it mean? You probably got some old videos hidden.
I ain't got no
Some
videos.
old VHS tapes
I
hidden off
deleted
in the
them.
cut.
I burned them.
You better had a old VHS having
If
that.
anybody out there has
Back in my Watch
videos,
Mozambique days.
Oh Lord!
okay,
Back on subject.
cut his
right.
mic off, right?
Right. Matter of fact, snatch the
I was never at Watch
snatch the
Mozambique.
cord out the wall.
I was never at Watch Mozambique.
Snatch the cord out the wall, Lord. Oh.
But we have to. We do have to teach. All right, as a single parent, since we don't, a lot of us don't have that positive role model surrounding us 24/7. And I will call a male friend for advice. I'm good. I do. Okay, so how would you handle this
You
situation?
ain't call me.
Because you want to talk about other stuff.
You
talking about?
You gotta tell me what the conversation
He
is.
gonna talk about putting him out there on the brakes.
right.
You better get out there and do
Going
some
to
push-ups or
hard
something.
work. Right.
Hey, Nicole, I got some people you need to train. Nicole,
do. We
Nicole
have to-
Green said she'll train them.
Yeah.
Put them on them bricks.
Yeah, we need to get back to that. And I am guilty of being that parent, that one, when I was raising my son, because I felt like since my oldest son, his dad was not around, I felt that need to just coddle him.
Right.
And then when I started to see him act a certain way as far as being disobedient and not wanting to do certain things, I got upset. And I'm like, okay, I can't get upset with nobody but myself because I created this.
Absolutely.
So now I had to switch it around immediately. So now
knock
this
his
boy,
head off.
right. So I had to get with him. So now he went out filling out job applications, has a job now. He did his own college applications. He called me asking me what I needed, whatever he needed from me, so I could see the
that you
fruits
raised-
of my
fruits
I
of your
could
labor.
okay
Right,
I
right,
can
right,
see
right.
it now. But I was that mother, that was coddling my sons like that. I was that parent. So, but I mean, I think we can, and once we can see where we're going wrong, we can switch it up real quick.
Okay, go
And-
home, get your shovel, and tell them to go out there
Exactly.
and dig a hole.
No,
And
no,
then they're gonna be mad. They're gonna be pissed off because they be like, "We're not used to this," but oh well, that's life, and he appreciates that now.
And
So-
here's a slight disclaimer to single mothers out there. We understand that you're doing this all by yourself. We understand that you're trying to do the best you can, work, take care of the kids, come home, and sometimes you just probably a little too tired to really pay attention to what's going on in your household. But at the end of the day, we know that the men can step away at any given time, but you're there. You're going to be there because those are your kids. That's what came from you. So we understand that plight of it. We're not saying that. We're not trying to make you feel like you're not doing a good job. We're just trying to just bring light to a situation that maybe instead of just giving them everything they want, because again, like I said earlier, the other parent isn't there, so you're trying to overcompensate. Just make them be accountable. Hold them
Right.
accountable. You want money to go to the movies? Go out there and cut that grass.
Right.
Go wash them dishes. Keep your room clean. You know, things of that
Bring
nature.
them, bring them grades home.
Yeah,
Right.
you know,
That's
and
great.
do,
That's number
and
one
do
in my
things that
house.
make them
I'm
accountable.
playing
Because
that.
if you can teach a young man how to be accountable, then you won half the battle. Now he may still need some guidance on how to be a man and function as a man later on, but at least you give him that good foundation to get to where he gets to. Because I was me and my brother was raised in a single parent home. My father, you know, God rest his soul, he lived right around the corner from me, and for a lot of years of my life, I didn't see him. And you know, it was conflicting stories. He say, "Yeah, I tried to come, and they wouldn't let me see you," and vice versa. But at the end of the day, my mother never bashed him. My grandmother never bashed him, and they gave me my own opportunity to find out what he was or wasn't about once I got older. And that's the biggest thing. Like, you may think that your sons are hurting because their dad's not in their life, but at the end of the day, don't give them your opinion of that man, because because your son was not there before you laid down with him. You chose to lay down with him.
Right.
You chose to get this dude in your life. So again, let them make their own decision, and you will see 9 times out of 10, they'll get what they need from their fathers, and then they'll move on and become better men for it, because he will have taught them something. When my father passed away, I spoke at his funeral, and the one thing I said, you know, we had this imaginary picture of what family was like from the Cosby Show, the 2-parent home, and all that kind of stuff, all the kids doing well, and that really wasn't a true picture. But at the end of the day, when I sat down and I talked to my father on certain days, he always gave me some type of nugget of wisdom that I didn't have before we sat down and talked. So he may not have been the perfect father throughout my whole life, but at the times I needed him most, he was perfect.
Right.
And
That's
I
good.
wouldn't have had that if my mother would have tore him down. If she would have told me he wasn't shit, don't talk to him, leave him alone, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, where that comes from, is that you not trying to stop your son from seeing him, is because you hurt and you have ill will towards him, because
True.
what you anticipated your relationship being, it wasn't.
Right.
So
Yeah,
now
let that
your whole mentality, your whole thought process now is to tear him down by any means necessary. Whether you're hitting him financially with child support, whether you're keeping your son from him, whether you're doing whatever it is, whether you're talking bad about him. Yeah, that's your punk ass daddy on the phone. Here, you want
Right.
to talk to him? That's not your job. Let
Sure.
your son, your child, your children make those decisions for themselves. And trust me, I've been there, I've done it, and I came out with a little bit better understanding and more respect for my father than I had as a kid, as a grown man.
Right.
But
That's all I
see,
gotta say.
but see, that's the thing.
And I'm out.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop. Women, you have to stop taking your anger and your feelings out on you. You think you're directing it toward the man,
Right.
but really you're directing it towards your children.
And you're killing them.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
I love the relationship I have with my younger son's dad. Like, we have came a long way, and I often go to him for, even though he's the hard parent, but sometimes I need that
Yeah.
because I don't always see.
Can he still hit it every now and then?
Hell no, he's married. No.
Where did that come from?
No, absolutely not. We are like
Chef-
really good.
see,
good. I love him. His
Chef-
wife is amazing.
Chef got a little bit of
No.
Cuddy. Not every question is something about Cuddy.
Chef has turned into me, the Puss in Boots of the show today.
I'm just kidding. I'm just injecting a little humor. That's all.
Inject-
What's that cat on
You know-
Alice in Wonderland, a Cheshire cat that just sit up
Yeah,
in
he's
a tree
been
and
grinning
just
all
smile
day,
and
y'all.
grinning.
Right. He's been smiling since he hit the parking lot.
You know.
I am not
Chef
mad
came
at
in
you,
with his finger
Chef.
like this. Hey,
Big
Rochelle.
ups to Cuddy.
Chef came in with a finger like this. Got some Cuddy last night.
You smell your
Ain't
whole
no,
finger.
ain't nobody got no cutty up in here but me.
Hey, I beg to differ.
Wrong again.
No, I'm quoting the movie.
Oh, he
Wrong
quoted the
again.
movie. Okay.
I'm quoting the
I'm just
movie.
saying.
See, y'all don't know ATL.
Yeah, we know
we
the
in
movie.
DTW.
We talk
You don't know ATL.
Detroit. nigga. Fuck it.
right.
All
I
right.
agree with that. Yeah, I just I do go to him, for certain Even though I know he's going to be the hard one that's going to say something that I may not always agree
is it
with.
the hard one?
Let me ask you this question.
Wow, this dude. I don't know. Can we just?
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Even though he's a young, even though he's your,
I'm good.
even though
I bet
even
you
though
are.
he's your younger son's father, does he interject into your older son's life as well?
Yes, and I was going to get to that before
This guy.
said, and it is. He's involved with all three of my children.
Well,
he teaches
Chef is
all
always cooking up something in the kitchen.
I see. Well, we got a new subject that we can,
we get
that we can explore later. But we're going to stay on this right now. But yes, yeah, he everything. He's a good father figure because he's the only dad that my children know. He was in their lives from age 1 and 2, so that's all they know.
Now,
so they go to him and they call him dad.
Okay, because I was
Yeah.
going to ask him, would he be willing to step into the other ones?
Yes, he's been doing it this whole entire time.
See, now that's a man right there.
So I give big ups to my son's father. He can be a little grouchy and mean sometimes, but he's a good man. Yep.
I got a response for a comment on Puss in Boots page.
Why you all up on my stuff?
She said Marilyn Thomas.
Oh, Marilyn. Okay.
Your son invited his dad to the graduation. Didn't come. I can attest to that because I sent my dad at the time. I didn't send him an invitation. I sent him an empty card saying this is where your invitation would have been, but he showed up anyway. And what I can tell you is this: everything that my dad didn't do for me, it made me want to do that much more for my children. So even though that man did not show up at the graduation, your son see how that feels. So one day when he has children, he's not going to let his children feel that way. And hopefully that's what it does. See, because when you have bad experiences, it shouldn't put a bad taste in your mouth. You should be like, okay, now I see what I don't want to do with my children.
Right.
And I'll try to be a better man than the person who helped bring me into this world. So
True.
Big ups to your son. Congratulations on graduating, first and
Right.
foremost. That's always an accomplishment. And tell him to keep doing his thing.
So
Right.
basically what we're saying is that fathers are important.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they
when
are.
they want to be, when the dad wants to be around.
When the dad wants to be
when he
around.
wants to
And
be
also
around.
when the mama opens
And
the
when
door
the
to
mother,
allow him
yeah,
to be around.
we have to stop because I know y'all see these videos and the social media just hypes up everything. I don't know if these are just actors or if this is real, where you actually pulling out your camera, recording your baby mama, telling you that you can't watch the son, or going through all of this, and that's heartbreaking
real.
to me.
No, it's real.
It's heartbreaking
done
to
that.
me to see. I never did that with my children, no matter how angry I was. My ex-husband, the man I was married to, he chose to leave and go to a whole nother country just to avoid child support and being in their lives.
That's deep.
Right, exactly.
It wasn't to get away from you.
He probably would. Man, we used to go ahead. Man,
Now you know what?
I'm
I'm gonna tell you something. I can feel you on that one because them Spanish people, they crazy.
Watch your mouth now. Why you?
Well,
gotta
no.
be careful.
I'm telling you from experience.
Yeah.
Puerto Rican,
Yeah.
okay? Because I was married to a Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Okay.
And we can relate on the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
same
tell you
level.
something. Puerto Ricans like to fight
Yes.
and then screw. In that order. You gotta
And then-
fight them,
and then eat
The two
tacos.
children we had 14 months apart.
and it's hot.
Yes.
And then
The
eat-
sex is hot.
and then eat tacos.
Yep, with a whole lot of salsa. Hot.
Okay.
Hey, again, this topic
Hey.
is called Single Mothers Raising
Yeah,
Men.
because
If you
we
like to
always
call
off
in,
topic.
248-579-5295.
You
call in,
ain't
call in,
lying
holler
about
at
that.
us.
We can segue every now and then, because actually I was thinking about this too.
What?
My boo watching.
Hi, boo. See, we good. We're good. We good.
What's up, baby?
We good. We not doing.
Thank you
we
for watching
good.
the show.
We got the
Boo
dust
tuning
knocked
in.
off.
I'm good. You got I don't know. It wasn't no dust on me.
I don't know how we keep getting off topic.
And I be telling myself every show,
This
okay,
is-
Rochelle, you just gonna act
This
right.
is
It's
term.
just
This
not
went
in
from
me.
the
It's
single
not
mothers
in
to
not
you.
in
the
me.
chef got Cuddy last
It
night.
is not in you
It's not.
to act right.
I am just a very free-spirited person.
And
You
we
just gonna
love you
get
for it.
exactly what comes off the top of
And-
my head.
All right,
If you are
everybody.
easily offended, I am
We
not
are
sorry.
running out of time.
Are
Please
we?
give us a call, 248-579-5295.
What time is it?
No, we ain't running out of time. I'm trying to get somebody to call in.
Okay,
and
we
give
need
a comment.
callers now.
How much time we
need-
got, Ryan?
Give me some single moms that are raising sons, and we could
20
use
minutes.
some
20 minutes.
male some male suggestions too.
Maybe this is just a tough topic for people.
It probably is, maybe.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. It kind of, as y'all was talking about this, I was thinking it works both ways.
Right.
Not only with men, but also with women. Because my late wife, my beloved, okay, she never had a relationship with her dad, and she longed for that, and did everything that she could to try to foster that and try to have him, in her life, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a sore spot for her.
Right.
So all I'm saying is that fathers are very important. Men are important, and I think maybe the overarching theme of this whole topic that we're on is that yes, men are important. Mm-hmm. They are needed. Women, you need to stop thinking that you can do everything without a man, because you can't.
I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
go ahead.
Well, wait a minute.
For these, like Cliff, you and Chef, you guys. We could use us single moms. We really could use some men to really step up. We know it's not your responsibility because you got your own things going on. But if you see a single parent out there,
What you want me to do? You want me to come over and crack some head? I crack their heads right. I hit them
my
upside.
babies don't need their heads cracked.
Okay.
They good.
All right.
But now,
Because I come from the Bernie Mac school.
to the white meat show.
I hit your ass upside the head with a hammer.
Throw to the stomach.
Bernie Mac said I'll bust you in the head to the white meat.
Throw to the stomach.
Right. And we gotta stop. But we do need more male role models for our sons.
Like I said though, yes, you need them, but if you got,
But the women, we have to be open.
That's disrespecting the mama. When you
Right.
try to bring respect to that kid, that mama gonna back him up all the time because you gonna try to teach him something. And as soon as he get home, she gonna destroy everything you just taught him.
Okay, well, ladies, we gotta stop doing that too. Okay, I agree with you saying.
Was it Thanksgiving? I go to my aunt's house. Lady lives across the street. Our families just kind of all grew up around each other. She like my aunt too, and she has a little grandson. He ain't little. He like 14, 15 years old. So he's sitting at the table, and she said something to him, and he popped off at the mouth. And I didn't say nothing. I said, okay, you got one more time. She said something else to him. He popped off with a smart comment. I leaned across the table. I said, you got one more time. Disrespect her. And if she say something to you again, you come with some disrespect, I'm coming across this table, and it's not going to be pretty.
Bring that back.
But
bring that back.
Because part of that.
But like I said though, but again, if I say that now, and then they go across the street and he do it all day long and she don't never pop off at him, then what I just said don't mean nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
but
true,
part
too.
of the thing is too with that, we gotta stop thinking that's cute.
Yeah.
No, ain't nothing cute about no smart ass.
Because some women think, he just been a little man.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's
when
a
that
little
kid,
boy.
Oh, he said, "Shut the fuck up." That's so cute.
That's so cute.
It's a little boy on social media. His name is Lil James. And I don't know if y'all seen this. Maybe I'll share one of his videos so you can see. I'll share it in our group message.
In our group message.
So he's just, and he just be quick with it. He no older than 4 or 5 years old. Mm-hmm. And his mama, I don't mean that she posts these videos because he's like a little ass grown man, and she thinks it's cute to post these videos. But in some of the cases, it's like, okay, at this point, he need his little behind tapped. For real, because he be like, "Mama, I'm not even about to do this with you. I'm not even about." I'm like, okay, whoa.
That video, the other little kid carrying about him. I'm grown. Remember that video? I'm
yes,
grown. I'm grown.
With his pants sagging. Yeah, I remember that too.
That was funny. That's
and
cute.
that little girl at the daycare, like, listen, Linda. See, all of that.
Yeah.
Y'all doing that for the gram and for Facebook, but that behind closed doors when them little kids are being disrespectful, that's not cute.
Oh, here's what I love. Oh, I love this so much. I love it. I love to see some kids disrespect their parents in public. And the parent try to snatch them up. You know I don't play this mess. You lying through your damn
Or else
teeth.
he would not be acting a
he
damn
wouldn't be
fool
acting like
in
that.
public. He would
Absolutely.
know how to act.
Absolutely.
And one thing I pride myself on, and I'm not bragging because this has been a struggle raising all my kids are raised. They're close in age. I have always been told that my kids are very respectful, that they're very well mannered when I go
respect is not an
out.
option.
Because I'm not playing that. I can't do,
not an option.
and I will admit I can't do everything, and I cannot teach them everything, especially my sons. But as far as you embarrassing me out in public. And my kids, I'm silly 24/7, but they know when I'm being for real. So that mean they get the joking mom, but they know all your fronts you'll be whistling Dixie between 4 teeth missing.
So you
they already know that.
You gotta have like my dad. My dad had to look.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
it ain't no look. I just make I
And my friend
know.
Abby Echo said, "Little James need a whooping."
Yeah, he do. She's
You know.
you are absolutely right. He need his whole ass beat. He showed
You know, because when you got to look,
right.
it was time to straighten up.
April,
then we
the number
losing
is
the look. Ain't nobody
248
looking.
579 5295.
And then part of the problem is too is like, also back in the day how we were raised, they would tell you stay out of grown folks' business.
That's oh my God, yes, that's
got another story about that.
You
yes.
wasn't allowed
You
to
weren't
be
allowed to come in the
room.
You couldn't come in the room.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
And sometimes we used to have to sneak in and be like, "Mama, can I get some money for the ice cream?"
Right.
And then she give you the money, and you sitting there and you like,
Get out,
and
go.
somebody
Right.
will look at you and
Hurry
say,
up.
"Get on out of
And
here."
Right.
you
Get on
ain't about
up
to walk
outta
through
here.
this living room too many more times. Either.
Right.
Yep.
You gonna
Right.
stay outside,
Get
you
your
gonna
ass
stay
in the
in.
back.
Yeah.
Stay in the room. And
Yeah.
exactly. That's how we were raised.
My uncle was dating this young lady, right? I was living on Shane, and they came over. I had like a little family get together, so everybody came over. So her daughter was my son was like 10 or 12. So her daughter's about the same age. So we all the grown-ups sitting in the living room. So I told her, you can go back there with my son. He got the PlayStation, all that stuff. So she sit down. So, what we talking about? I looked at her, I said, excuse me? We ain't talking about nothing.
Exactly.
You a kid. The kids go in the back, and they're not with the grown-ups. So she looked at her mama. I said, no, your mama can't help you here. This is my house.
Right. Get
Going
your
back there with the
behind on
kids.
back there.
Look, to this day, every time she see me, she give me a hug like I'm the best thing in the world to her.
And sometimes they appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Sometimes
Yeah.
and you be surprised.
Stop letting your
All you need
kids
to do is
get in
snap
your
on a kid
conversation
one
with your
time.
girl Shaquisha
Snap
while
on
y'all
a
doing
kid
each other's
one
hair.
time. They
Yeah.
will love you to death. Like my niece. I don't even deal with my dad's side of the family because of how they handle certain things. And I ain't ashamed to say it live on this either. I don't care no more. So I remember one time I was having an issue with my daughter. My niece, my sister's daughter, tried to go head up with me. My sister standing over there not saying nothing. Me and her going toe to toe. I'm like, we about to nuck if you buck. You telling me I didn't ask you for no suggestions on how to handle my daughter.
My money is on puss.
I was like, when it come to my kids, it's from 0 to 100. I got this 16-year-old, 17-year-old, however old, she done had a whole baby, and she's giving me suggestions with auntie and rolling her neck. We got to the point where they had to separate us. Seriously, nothing to do with you. Now she all on Facebook, Instagram, blowing smoke out of her mouth. Where the weed man at? That's the type of stuff I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Check your child.
Right.
And don't let this, and she don't know. She raised, how she's raised. So she
Right.
thought it was okay for her to come sit in my face and tell me, give me suggestions on what I should do for my daughter. And I said, I didn't ask you for nothing. And she got upset because that's what her mom allows her to do. I said, I'm an adult. If I'm not going to let my daughter come to me and talk to me like that, I for damn sure ain't about to let you come over here and
Right.
tell
See,
me
that-
nothing.
like you said,
and we
that's-
going to get to fighting.
That's
just how it's going to go.
respect was up here. Now respect
Right.
is an option because, again, you don't have parents, you have friends.
Right.
You got friends.
And I had
Everybody-
2 other adults sitting in a room with me, 2 other relatives that was allowing this to go on. So I'm like, I'm battling with this child by myself.
It even goes on in the workplace. Because I know, like, okay, at our job at Delta, there's a bunch of young folks up in there. And one time I had a check guy, he come talking some stuff, and I said, look here, I got a son your age.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
You ain't going to talk to me any kind of way.
Whatever, old school.
Number one.
248-579-5295.
We're looking for callers, y'all.
And yeah, you going to get this old school ass whooping. That's what you're
Exactly.
going to get, you
Yeah.
know? Because, see, that's the thing is like everybody, see, this is part of the problem. We're allowing these kids to try to think that they're on our level.
Absolutely, and they're not.
You ain't on my level.
Any way, shape, form, or fashion.
My
Right.
daddy told me one day, he said, when you put a check on the table, then you might be able to say something.
You
he
might.
said,
That's a
you
big might.
might.
Right.
And he said, the only reason why
Probably
I
not, though.
might let you say something, he said, I got to look and see how much the check is.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But, there's wisdom in that. And you're like, okay, because you ain't bringing nothing. You ain't bringing nothing to the
repeat
table.
number. Okay, the number, Wayne, is 248-579-5295.
This ain't the mess.
248-579-5295.
Is that Wayne or?
Huh? Wayne who?
Wait,
Y'all
that
no
ain't.
business.
Why is he? What are y'all on today? What's going on with y'all today?
What are you talking about?
What
I
are you
don't know.
talking
I
about?
don't know what Puss talk. I mean, I'm calling
know
you
what?
Puss.
You don't know
you
what
you
Puss.
the new.
You don't know what Puss talking about.
I don't know what you talking about. What Wayne? What you talking about?
I'm just asking.
Oh, we got a
You
call.
got a caller. What's up, caller? You on the air? Real men
All
chopping
right,
it up.
this is Wayne.
Hey,
What up,
Wayne.
What up, Wayne?
What's going on, Rochelle?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, man, you got a lot of noise in the background,
you
bro. Where
listen.
you at?
We
You got a
can
party
hear-
or
I
something?
got some.
We can hear us talking in the background. We can hear it.
I'm
Turn your
not-
laugh
I'm turning it
down.
I forgot I got to turn it down.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Because
Thank
I'm
you very
driving,
much.
and- hey, what's going on? So, first of all, you need balance. That's the first thing.
We can
I'm in
see.
my
Okay.
car. Oh, I turned it down.
Oh, okay. He responded to me. I'm not talking. Wait a minute, Wayne. You got to turn. Wait a minute.
I'm about to say,
Turn-
Puss is a ventriloquist.
I'm over here. I'm over here throwing my voice. I got scared. Like,
Well, we know you got skills.
All right.
okay, you know what? Okay, Wayne, listen.
Wayne, get your
listen.
comment out, bro. What's
Wayne,
up? What's up?
Don't pay no attention to these
All
men
right.
in the studio. Come on.
So I'm going to get on.
Hello? Did we lose him?
Did we lose him?
First of all.
Oh,
hello?
okay. There you go.
Oh, y'all shouldn't have lost me. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you. Go ahead.
So y'all should hear me. All right. So first of all, I'm gonna be on subject. I think that women can raise a man, or raise a child, a male child, but you know, there are certain things that only a male child is gonna get from another man.
Yeah, that's what we said already.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
said that.
saying
That's
that.
right.
It's like animals. You know, the male animal can only get stuff from the other male animal. I miss having the show, but I'm calling anyway. But that's probably been said. But here's the flip side of it with the lack of balance. You know, the man has to step up to also raise the daughter
Mm-hmm.
because the daughter gets the imbalance too. She starts to
absolutely.
latch on
Right.
to male
Absolutely.
that she
Right.
doesn't see.
Yep.
Yeah,
That
true.
she doesn't. That
No,
don't
you're
provide
right about
a good
that.
role model for her.
Right.
You know, and I think that more men need to step up and just go to court. We need to start taking the women to court. Because
Ooh, now
that's
that's another show topic.
Dang,
Hey, Wayne, I'm with you on that one.
I'm gonna say that's what I did with my ex.
You took
I
her
went
to court?
and I got custody of my daughter, but I never ever stopped my daughter. I never wanted full custody,
Okay.
Right.
so that I knew that she needed to.
She still needed her mama.
Right, she still needed her mother, and her friends are telling her she acts like a
Co-parenting.
man. So,
Yeah.
Right.
All right, Wayne, man. Thank you for the call. We're going to see if we
Thank
get some
you,
more
Wayne.
callers come in. Appreciate you,
And-
bro.
and-
Keep listening
hey,
to
wait
us.
one second.
Okay.
And I think a lot of times we get the male child taking on too many female traits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
because-
talked about
Hello?
that too.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about that in our
Yeah.
Mitchell
You know.
segment, but we'll talk about
Thanks,
that.
Wayne.
Yeah.
We appreciate you,
Thank
man.
you,
All right,
Wayne.
bro. Be safe out there.
Yep.
Now, remember, guys, if you want to hear the actual caller talking, you have to log into Podcast Detroit True Studio One, and you can actually hear the caller that calls in. We apologize if you're
going
watching it live
live.
and you can't hear, so you can catch it on our recorded.
Again, that number is
much time we got,
248-579-5295. You got
We got
7 minutes.
We got
Get
got
some
7
callers.
7 minutes. We take another
7
call,
minutes.
guys. And
All
this is
right.
not bashing any single parents. This is not bashing
Absolutely
any
not.
single any men. But we would like to see more men step up to the plate. If you're in an estranged relationship with your mother, with your baby mama or vice versa, we need to
ain't
start
talking no
getting
R.
this
Kelly stuff,
right. Nah, yeah, we not that type of situation.
Want to sip the coffee, the lipstick off the coffee of your mama?
Yeah, that's kind of creepy. That was weird. I'm like, I don't know about that. He's like, I had a crush on my mama. 'Tis the reason why you are probably the way you are now.
Yes,
I
Lord.
can't relate to that type
Yes,
of
Lord.
situation. But we need to come together. If you are in a string, and everybody's not going to have the opportunity to be cool with their ex like that, because that other ex has to get over the fact that you guys are no longer together and they're using the child as a pawn. But if you can come to an agreement with your son's father or your child's mother, then let's try to make that an effort.
I
And
think
keep
what
the
I
feelings
want to
out of
leave
it.
people with, or women with, is the fact that, look, okay, if you're raising a male child and the daddy is not in his life for whatever reason, if he's not, then seek out some type of male role model.
Right.
You know, if it's a boys club, a church, some type of men's group, anything out there. If it's Joe the policeman
Right.
off what's happening now. Okay.
But I will say
And
this.
hit me up in my inbox if you were some single dads or fathers out there that would like to volunteer to help other single mothers. Please drop your name or send me an inbox message on Facebook or Instagram. My Instagram is I am Rochelle Darlene on Instagram, and of course, if you're watching me here, you can drop a message. A message about that only.
Let's add this disclaimer too. Because I've seen a lot of guys who want to be male role models, who want to be, like some of these, no offense to people who out there who coaching for PAL, but I know some cats that, it's not you try to get in
through the child,
with ill intentions with the child,
Right, yeah.
but you really ain't got nothing to do with the child. You just want to bang the mama. So
yeah, let's cut
please,
that out too.
If
y'all.
you don't want to have nothing to do with this kid and trying to make him a productive citizen, make him a productive young man to become a productive man, and all you trying to do is smash his mama, leave him alone.
right.
So if you going after the mama, just go after the mama. Okay.
Leave me alone. I'm good.
And if you
We got
5
5
minutes.
minutes.
We got 5. We know you good. Okay. Puss got hooked up.
Will you get off of here, Tom? Cliff is just looking at me just in pure shame. Why?
All right. So we've certainly enjoyed this topic tonight.
We did.
And we hope that you have learned something and got something out of it.
Make amends with your baby mamas and your baby daddies, everybody.
Make
Let's
amends
try
with
to-
your baby mama and your baby daddy.
And fellas, like I said, drop me a line in my inbox on Facebook if you would like to become a mentor or to help a single parent. Or if you're a single mother and you need help, if you're having a problem with your son, if you need help, drop me a line and we'll try to,
Hey, the real men are chopping up. We'll come through and talk to that young
just
cat.
I'll bust him upside his head with a hammer.
And
Bust him in the head to the white
we
meat.
will have paperwork for you to sign for a disclaimer because we will fight your kids.
Yeah, in 2019, we fighting children.
Disrespect will not be tolerated.
Right. We are
Disrespect
we
will
fighting children.
not be tolerated.
We are fighting
And
children.
in this last couple of minutes, public service announcement.
Here we go.
Wait, hold on. Before you do that, we got somebody said, yes, appreciate what you men are doing with the podcast. Real Men Chopping It Up. That's what's up.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. We love you. Much love for that. Now, public service announcement. These crazy ass drivers out here.
He
Here we
about to
go.
go on this rant. Okay, I'm with you on this.
He
one,
gonna
Chef.
start off with drivers and he gonna go to Chef got some cake.
If your tires are bald, stay your ass off the
Look,
streets. God,
look,
dog.
No, all I'm going to say is get your dumb behind out the left lane on the
He
highway.
got this thing with the left lane now.
Okay? The left lane is the passing lane. Okay?
If your tires is bald,
Hey Nicole, we're gonna get together. We might try to do something with that for sure.
if the tires are bald, stay off the road, y'all. Just don't.
The left lane is the passing lane. It ain't the texting lane.
Chef is real sensitive right now.
It ain't
everybody.
it ain't the lane for you to cruise in, just because you diamond in the back, full out back with the gangster lean. Ooh.
Full of wop. Full of wop.
I don't know.
Full of wop.
I don't know, man. Hey,
I
look,
don't
this
know.
has
You
been brought
cannot
to
murder
you.
the classics.
Hey,
All
this
right.
has been brought to you by Old Nation IPA.
And Naked Green Machine.
So,
And
you know,
And Verners and Tylenol
look, I
PM.
need y'all to
That's what I'm about
spread
be
the
on.
word, okay? Get out the way. Move. Get out the way.
And we out.
And we're out of here, ladies.
And we
gentlemen.
out of here. We certainly appreciate you.
Thanks for
Chop,
tuning in.
chop.
That was good. Eric is like a whole food today. So that's what it's like when you're off cutting. So